You say he gonna throw it to me first?
Nah. Anyway, welcome to the show. Born King Media, right back at it once again. Got to talk about what is next for the Oklahoma Sooners. We know we had a rough day yesterday. Actually, it was a trash day. It was one of the worst days in a long time, to be quite honest. It almost was worse than the damn 40 something to nothing loss that we had not last year, but the year
49.
before.
I read that
40
article today.
I,
49.
it was pretty bad. So, but anyway, we back here again, and we're gonna talk about what's next. And before we do that, I want to say thank you to everybody who has watched the video in the past or who will watch the video now and in the future. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let us know what you feeling like in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But let's get right to it. So we all saw the beat down. Oh, first of all, let me not be rude. I got my boy Nino in the building and got my cousin Trey in the building. Y'all already know these two guys. My boys, what's good?
What's
What's up?
happening?
Yes, sir. Hey, nothing much, man. Trying to just talk about the leftover things that maybe wasn't, or didn't get discussed yesterday. We maybe didn't have enough time. My man, Zoom was tripping yesterday, so it only let us do a restricted amount of time. So now we got however long we need to discuss what we need to discuss. But I did want to start out with Seth Luttrell and how I heard, I don't know how true it is, but I heard that in the locker room after the game, he didn't address the team,
Said
um,
nothing.
said nothing to the squad.
Said
So
nothing.
I just want to know y'all thoughts on not just that, but like the play calling and what happens. What do you think that means or signals to the team? And how do you feel about just the overall play calling? Do we need to switch to somebody else? I hate to throw too many questions in there at once, but that's kind of where I'm going. Let me know your
Yeah.
thoughts, Nino. I'm gonna let you go first on that.
Ooh, it's a lot, man. Let's see where to start off at. Him not having nothing to say, I think that speaks volumes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think at some point you got to be able to take accountability. You know what I'm saying? You've already benched a quarterback due to bad play calling and not putting players in a position to be successful. So, one person's already been sacrificed because of that. Now you get in the locker room, can't even look him in the face, in the eye, and at least say something. The article I read said he said nothing.
Mm.
So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm back. I'm back to what I was talking about 3 weeks ago. Panic button was pressed with moving, with switching the quarterbacks. Jackson Arnold was
That's
scapegoated. You know what I'm
that's definitely
saying?
what you said. That's
Um,
definitely what you
and
said.
and you seeing the character of them coaches. That's a character thing. Being able to get up in front of your soldiers, win, lose, or draw, whatever. Get up in front of them, stick your chest out and chin up, and have something to say to them. You know what I'm saying? That lack of leadership. You know what I mean? Like it. Things have been questioned all year, but now you start to see why we questioning things because you getting inside information like this. He don't talk to the team.
That's a little wild. Hey, just on that point right there, though. So, what do you, Trey? How you feel about just hearing? Let's just start real small. How do you feel about hearing that Seth Trail didn't address the team, or at least according to one player, um,
Well,
from what I've heard?
it sound like if it's like a normal thing for him, right? Like if after the game or after everything goes down, maybe the head coach speaks, and maybe everybody coaches are speaking, and then he just left, or he didn't even address the team, or whatever the case is. Yeah, it
Well,
kind of
I
seemed
mean,
like
I will say, not to cut you off, but I will say, usually, you know what I mean. The all the coaches like address at least they squad. You know what I'm saying? I'm at least addressing the offense, the overall team. We talking,
okay,
mucking it up in the locker room, at least, maybe going over things, talking about whatever. But Nino would know better than me on that type of stuff. But that's what I've
right.
seen just even being in the locker room a long time ago with my brother. I mean, I've seen just that happen every game. You know what I'm
Every
saying?
game.
So
That sounds good. So yeah, him not doing that kind of it will put me as a if I was a player and I seen that happen and seen that you wasn't ready to you know you you don't have nothing to say because you don't have any more maybe excuses or reasons why the way things are happening the way it's happening. And if he was either not being honest with the team or don't want to be honest with the team, it's kind of like that, situations like that. But yeah, it would if he was supposed to adjust me and if something went different, it would it would damage the lack of trust I would have in him, if that makes sense, or how much feel like he either believe in us or I believe in him. That would be damaged. Yeah.
okay, right on, right on.
Let me throw this in here.
Go ahead.
For those that would have something to combat what I said, he don't have to do anything because he's not the head coach. It's not his team. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But he ain't talked to no quarterbacks. He ain't talked to no offensive line. He ain't talked to no receiver. He ain't just talked to the offense as a whole. Hey, we gonna get this shit fixed. We're in the right direction. Hey, I take some accountability. I didn't always call the right stuff. We had some breakdowns in certain areas, but we gonna get it fixed. That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? For him
Yeah.
not to say nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I can't remember in the article if it specified whether they just said the whole team or whatever, but there should be conversation. There should be players saying like, yeah, man, they met as a team when we got back to Oklahoma. They met as an offense. And there should be some rumblings. He said something to him. For the
Right.
word to be that he hasn't said anything, that's to me, it's alarming.
Yeah, I think if for him to say, like you said, either say something or maybe something happened later, but it was well, I'm wondering if he sees like the talks or if he heard the talks or if there were talks like, hey, if we don't win this game, somebody gotta go, somebody gotta get fired. So he like, man, we lose this game, we lost. Offense did horribly. I'm obviously gone. I'm just gonna go ahead and go back to the house. I'm done.
Hey, Shug says the insiders down there say that the first couple of games he was running he was running Levy stuff. And then come Auburn game, it's like, nah, go ahead, do you. And like, man, that sounds like they all over the place.
Yeah, right. So specifically, like you said, that's pretty much it. But they basically since Seth Luttrell did not coach in the bowl game not Seth Luttrell, Jeff Lebby didn't coach in the bowl game last year. He kind of just they want to keep some continuity, you know what I mean, and they want to just keep the flow going. So he basically ran the same stuff that Lebby was running, and then come this season, they kind of kept it going. And since Jackson Arnold was messing up in the RPO situations, they felt like maybe they should just scrap that part of the playbook before. I think this is after the Tennessee game and before the Auburn game, and kind of let Seth Luttrell do what he do because he's been offensive coordinator and head coach at a couple other places. So they wanted him to come in now and do what he wants to do, but that's a hard thing to ask, and it makes you look unorganized and confused and like you don't know what you're doing when you in mid-season trying to switch up something that big. Like
Flip-flopping with injured players and no offensive line continuity, like we just gonna scrap one game plan and go home with a whole nother. And that's what it looks like. It looks like ain't nobody on offense comfortable with anything. And instead of just saying, hey man, we got a lot of injuries. This is what OU looks like right now. Bear with us till we get healthy. They benching quarterbacks. They point a finger at coordinators. You know what I'm saying?
It's scrambling.
Scrambling, man. And that's what I was kind of pointing out 3 weeks ago when people were saying put Hawkins in there. When you put Hawkins in there, it shows that you are panicking. And if this don't work, like the kids might be like at first, oh yeah, this gives us the best chance to win, blah, blah. But when you don't win with that best chance to win, it puts doubt in everybody. Because now it's like, damn, we can't win with him. We ain't gonna win at all. The doubt is really there. You know what I'm saying? And I always wondered, what happens if through this gauntlet of a schedule y'all got and y'all banged up? What if the young kid don't play as well as y'all think he gonna play because he a 4-star? And do you go back to Jackson Arnold? It was too early in the season to make a call like that. And they've been scrambling ever since. They've been scrambling ever since with every decision.
I thought it was too early in the season. I know that's a was definitely the next topic I wanted to hit on anyway, was the Michael Hawkins Jackson Arnold situation, because it was, because I too felt like, I know we all had this discussion, this little debate of whether they should have put in Michael Hawkins or not. And I always felt like that I could kind of, I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want him to pull Jackson Arnold, but the fact that it did happen, one, like you said, a minute left before halftime.
1 minute
Damn,
left,
you
man.
can't even have decency to let the boy go into halftime and finish the damn half and then come out and then at least, like you said yesterday, surprise Tennessee and give
Man,
them something to think about. And now going into halftime, they know what they about to face
they know
coming
what they
out of
about to face
halftime.
coming out,
So
man. They
that's
about to
dumb
know.
for one. All right, that's dumb right off the top right there. So, I mean,
And they getting
and
paid millions to make these decisions, Suge.
right,
Millions.
million
Yeah.
and down 3-4 offensive linemen. I think he only had 2 stars on the offensive line. Only had Deion Burks, I think, that game. Or did he get hurt that game? Something like that. And then number 6, but that was it. So he wasn't working with much either. And it seemed like he was more willing to try to push the ball downfield, which we can get to in a second, but it doesn't seem like Michael Hawkins is willing to do the same thing. So I mean,
Remember-
what did you think
remember what
about that?
Well, remember what I asked 3 weeks ago? I can't remember if it was Lil Hawk or Dark, but I said, how does the Hawkins kid come in and go play football mistake free when he just seen what they did to Jackson Arnold?
Right.
At times it looked like he's scared to pull the trigger. He don't want to make no mistakes. As long as I don't turn the ball over, I won't lose my job.
Right. Why wouldn't he be?
Not go win the game. As long as I don't turn the ball over, I can still start.
Right. So that's pretty much been the only difference between the two, is the turnovers, which is a big deal. Let's not get it twisted. But those turnovers came in most of I mean, that first half against Tennessee, that was really bad. So but to me, that's just really, I've seen plenty quarterbacks go through throwing 2 interceptions in a half, 2-3 interceptions, having a bad half, coming back, bouncing back second half.
Texas.
Now, you
y'all
can't
just
say
played.
Right. When you started off shaky, and he came back and looked halfway decent. Now, I will say he did not look good the first 3 games before the Tennessee game. But, I mean, he wasn't looking great, you know what I'm saying? But as we see, nothing's really changed. The only difference is that first half of Tennessee, Jackson Arnold he had some bad turnovers. Other than that, him and Michael Hawkins have played relatively the same if you look at the stats. If you look at the stats, it's kind of the same.
Yeah, they have more success when they run the ball or use their feet than
which they refuse to do.
Yeah, and then I mean, I like Hawkins' quick release. I like how he's obviously more faster, but it's just I wouldn't have benched Arnold. I would have let him at least go down with the ship. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if we'd have lost the Tennessee game way worse, then that's fine. But it came into, probably had a little bit more chemistry between him, Arnold, and the offense by the time we got to Texas, which was the next big game, and probably would have did a little bit better.
Bye week. Y'all had a bye week.
We got a bye week, so it would have got him time, because that was still his only, he was only had 5 starts less, and he was still brand new, and with the beat up linemen, beat up receivers, it was just like, I just let him go down with the ship and then save Hawkins, and just say, hey, we got to stick with him. We're gonna get better week by week, but you're not gonna get better by switching up the whole offense, because you got to switch up the whole quarterback, and you're not gonna get better
Trey,
if the coordinator leaves either.
Hey, and I totally agree with you. But it's gonna be some people that argue that fact. So I would say, if they would have waited till after this game to see if they wanted to bench him, even if you don't want him to go down with the ship, all right, let's get to the Texas game. Let's get to who they play next.
Right. It's a long season.
Right. Let's at least
still have to play. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
so
at least.
What do you do now? Do you go back to Jackson Arnold? Are you thinking about going back to Jackson Arnold, or are you going to be? Because the cat's out the bag now. It's more than just the quarterback play that's an issue, because both quarterbacks look the same. There has to be a common denominator.
We all said that. We all said that when that happened. We all were saying, I don't think it's a quarterback issue. even though Jackson Arnold did look bad. I mean, he made some what they call it. He made some freshman or brand new starting mistakes. Oh, he thought it was open. He didn't see this guy floating in the flats, and he pulled it back because there was nobody to pull him to the flats. Yeah, that's a hard. You know what I'm saying? That's a lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
It's a lesson learned that he's not going to be able to capitalize on because guess what? He's on the bench now.
And now you got a starting quarterback that's afraid to do the same thing because he knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right. So he holding the
Yeah.
ball. He taking too long in the pocket sometimes,
Right.
or he's looking at 1-2, boom, and it's taking off when the pocket is clean. Like he's all
or they
confused.
run a sprint out. The
Right,
route
sprint outs.
combinations is weak as hell.
Yeah.
They putting him to one side of the field. If you keep him contained, it ain't nothing there for you. Like the game plan against Hawkins is, I'm not gonna say easy, but you just treat him like an athletic quarterback. Because up to this point,
Right.
not saying he can't, but he hasn't shown you that he can beat you with his arm. It's with his legs.
Right.
So I'm gonna take all
And
the
then when
running
he-
stuff away from him.
Yeah,
Make
when
him
Hawkins
prove
come,
he can
because
beat
when
me
he does
passing.
get away, when he does get away, I feel like he doesn't keep his head up to look for players and receivers. And I also don't think the receivers are like following him. Like, okay, he had to scramble out this way. Let me try to get open. Let me find an open spot in the defense and sit or something like that. Because he never can find anybody. He just ended up having to throw it away or throw it far, throw it away. When sometimes I'm screaming at him, throw it away, just throw it away, and he don't.
Yeah,
Right.
he's and he
He's
doesn't
what,
have
true freshman?
receivers to throw to. And I don't want to diss nobody like that, but like he don't have his starting receivers right now. So that's gonna be a challenge for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a challenge for Jackson Arnold. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I just didn't think the decision to bench him that early was justified, and they may be paying for that now.
Yeah, and it's easy. I mean, it's definitely easy for us to say it because we see it now. Hawkins
Right.
didn't come
And
in
I
and
go ahead.
take over, so it was real easy for us to go. See, we try to say it, but if we were wrong, of course, we could have been, hey, come on here and say, yeah, oh man, I was wrong about that one.
Hey, but there's too many indicators though, man. It's way too, man.
Yeah.
The first thing that stuck out to me was they pulled that boy with a minute left in the half. That spoke everything to me, man. They didn't let that boy get to the half. And then they showed their hand. We gonna play Michael Hawkins in the second half. It just looked so elementary and so like it didn't seem well thought out. It seemed panicked.
Right.
Get him in there, put him in there. Get him in there, get him in there, get him in there. He's gonna fix everything for us. No.
So you think that's inexperience in the coaching part then?
Yes.
We can transition to the coaching part. That was the next question, right?
Yeah, that was definitely where I was going next with it. Is basically, at this point, do we believe that Brent Venables is the guy or will be the guy? Or I don't know. I don't even know if that's a fair question, but I think it's a fair question. But I guess the bigger question is, if this continues this year, is he going to be on the hot seat next year?
That's fair. And the reason, because it comes with the territory of being a head coach, especially at OU. I mean, it comes with the territory. The only thing I would say is, like, you knew you was getting a rookie coach. You know what I'm saying? So don't scapegoat him because things is going bad. Don't do the same thing to him that y'all done to Jackson Arnold. You know what I'm saying? Y'all knew what y'all was getting when y'all got Brent. He ain't got no head coaching experience. So these are the things that you're gonna have to go through with him in order for him to get his shit all the way straight. Now you can see Dabo Swinney is a good coach too. They made it say, oh man, he went down there and they started winning at Clemson. Yeah, they did, but Dabo's a decent little coach too, offensively. And Brent Venables had outstanding quarterback play at Clemson when he was there. Defense was balling, no doubt about it. But they had extreme receiver and quarterback shit, man, and running back play at
Deshaun
Clemson.
Watson, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, they was stacked out there. Defensive linemen everywhere.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah,
that's
he's
where
gonna bump
I think
he's gonna bump his head doing some things as a head coach. It's only natural. It's just what you're willing to put up with. But you can't be making obvious mistakes like this though, because the level of what you coaching at, people gonna expect you to know better.
Right. And then what's the when the offensive coordinator was chosen or picked, it was somebody internal, right? We didn't bring in nobody. We didn't bring in no new guy or popular
That's an
guy, smart
OU
guy,
question. I don't know all
or
that.
somebody.
That's an
Yeah.
OU question.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
already
Yeah,
they was already on the
he
staff,
was.
so yeah,
So
that
it
was
was kind, or then it was like a little bit by committee. It was two different offensive coordinators, or
Yep,
wasn't
I
it?
do
What
remember reading
they was
that.
they got Seth
early.
Luttrell, and Joe John Finley that used to be the tight end.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask
Yeah.
you this because y'all into it like that. Have y'all heard or know if Venables had total autonomy on that decision,
On the
or
quarterback
was
swap.
there influences from outside entities to say, hey, this is the guy you need to go with, not pick whoever you want, but hey, we think this would be a good look. You know what I'm saying? How did that turn out?
Right, I can't answer that probably directly, but I can say that he pretty much has the authority to seek out and pick the person he wants, but it does have to, from my understanding, get approved by Joe Castiglione. You know what I'm saying? I mean, got to be approved by the big boss. You know,
Well, the people of the
Right.
board
the athletic
or
director.
the AD? Okay,
hmm
yeah. Well, I
So
mean,
maybe,
shoot,
hey, maybe it could have been a
it,
thing where it. Honestly, I hope this is not the case. It could have been a thing where, hey, they didn't want to spend a couple million on the office coordinator right now. You know, like they was doing with Levy. They actually paying Levy some pretty good money. You know what I'm saying? So to keep him there because they knew he was going to be a head coach somewhere else. So um, maybe they didn't want to pay up like that no more and say, hey, let's just go with these. Let's just go with the guys we already got here. Or maybe they just want to, from what they say, could be true or not, but they just want to keep the thing rolling that they already had going on with the Jeff Levy's offense and people who was here like Beatonbow, Seth Luttrell, who have ran that same offense. They wanted to keep that going until they felt like it wasn't working with Jackson Arnold. So
and this is what my brain processes after hearing that. It don't sound like they've had too much confidence in anything to begin with anything. Because if you say, let's keep the train rolling, you saying we like what Levy was doing, our kids do it well, they respond well, they get open, blah, blah, blah. If you really had confidence in that game plan going into it, how is it so easy to scrap it?
that's well, I don't think they scrapped the entire thing. I think they just took out you're kind of saying the same thing, but I think they kind of just took out the main part of the RPO thing and they wanted to be more straightforward with it, which now you seeing these boys come out here, speed option is looking sloppy. I
Like,
don't
you didn't see this coming out of the spring game and say, hey man, we're gonna dial it back. We don't need to do so much. Our quarterbacks didn't look good RPO, and we need to go ahead and start tailoring the offense more to what they do best. I thought that's what spring ball was all about. Or is it about just getting fans to the spring game, sign some autographs, and that's it? We just bullshit.
right. Well, he's supposed to be working on stuff, but obviously, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure they were, but during the game, that was very vanilla, and they didn't do much in the spring
yeah.
game.
Okay. So as OU fans, what do y'all think? Do they have to stay with the Hawkins kid? Do they have to? And if they don't go with them, what does that say?
I'm gonna answer real quick because I know Sugar can probably answer better than me. I have no idea now. I don't know. I have no idea what to do now. I don't know.
No
As I
idea.
said, once
I
you go away from your starting quarterback and bench him and put another guy in, because even Texas went back to their guy after an injury, and you see how Manning showed out. So it was just like that's how much
Didn't we talk
confidence they
about?
had.
Hey, we
in
talked
their
about that
Hey,
starting
last
quarterback.
night.
and the quarterback started off rough against OU yesterday. He started off rough. They could have pulled
Yeah,
him.
he started. I was
Interception
thinking that. I was
first
thinking. I was like,
drive.
man. I was like, they giving us a chance while he a little
Manny
rust,
making
got knocked the rust off.
Manny making 4.8 million on the bench. It would have been real easy
Yeah.
to put him in.
I checked it.
Yep.
Right, could have
Real
been
easy.
like we mentioned, it could have been, and so Quinn Ewers has had plenty bad games, and they stuck it out with him. Well, as they should have. Obviously, it's paying off now. But I
Paid off.
do got my boy Sooner Legends podcast. My boy Mike in the chat. He said Seth had two weeks to prepare, and this is what we seen. The dude needs to be gone. And then he came back and said, "Stay with Hawk." So he's of the
Why?
mindset to where
Oh, oh, go. I'm sorry. I'm
no, no, I'm
sorry. I
saying
got excited with that.
he's in the mindset where we should stay with Michael Hawkins because probably because we've already put a trigger. But let us know why you would want to stay with Michael Hawkins in the chat.
Yeah.
Soon as my thoughts is this is what I think personally. I think at this point, I think you kind of gotta stay with Hawkins at this point right now because you've already made the decision. You already look crazy for doing what you did. So now you got to at least show somewhat of confidence. You know what I'm saying? That that
And
you look
something
like
that you're doing. And
yeah, it's
something.
something. You know what I mean? You got to show something like God damn. We got to see some type of that we know what we're doing. So stick with Hawkins for now, right? Now, far as how long, let's say Hawkins just continues to play exactly like he's playing. No touchdowns, no turnovers. Maybe a rushing touchdown, maybe not. Maybe one throwing touchdown, something like that. Maybe one pick. You know, mediocre numbers. You've already switched to him. Jackson Arnold, I'm sure, is disgruntled and looking to where he's going in the transfer portal here in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I think you go ahead and stick with Jackson. I mean, Michael Hawkins, you made that decision, and there is plenty other problems other than just the quarterback. But is it
You
because
made your
everybody's
bed, lay in it.
all right? But is it because everybody's hurt, like we discussed, or is it just because Seth Luttrell stinks? You know what I'm saying? So we got to
Well,
make our mind up to what it is. But I don't think, to be quite honest, I don't think it's much of a difference between Michael Hawkins or Jackson Arnold, to be quite honest. And right before you go, I see my boy Sooner Cowboy in the chat. He said, fire the whole damn offensive staff. What up? What up, broski? And then he said
what up?
he said the problem ain't the quarterback. Then he said, Sooner Ledges, my boy, said, keep Hawk as a confidence builder, knowing you effed up play calling. So basically, he like just stick with Hawk. Hawk is made just to, like you said, just to save. It's almost to save face at this point.
Hey, remember 3 weeks ago after the Tennessee game, and everybody was talking about put Hawkins in. I said, so what? I said, because y'all got a gauntlet of a schedule. Y'all got a gauntlet of a schedule in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
So what? You already got receivers out, linemen out, all that stuff, and more keep getting hurt. So before that, I said, what happens if Hawkins don't play well? And do you go back to Jackson Arnold? Because if you go back to Jackson Arnold, it's really gonna crush the team. They put themselves in a position where the only thing they can do is keep Hawkins in there, either out of pride, either because it's really the right decision. Like, but their back is against the wall with that, and that's why I said a long time ago it was a panic move. They panicked by putting that boy in there with a minute left before the half, man.
They hit the
And
panic button. I won't lie.
it's showing more and more each time they make a decision on something. Well, man,
No doubt.
would you be surprised if they did it?
What? Went back to Jackson?
Yeah.
No. No, I honestly I wouldn't because they scrambling right now. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised about much from these guys at this point, just to be quite honest with you. I would like to have some confidence in my coaching staff, but at this point, they have not shown me anything to make me feel comfortable trusting any damn decision they make. I can't even get Taylor Tatum the ball. I can't
I
get
was
David.
just, man, we on
I
the
can't
same
get
page. I was going to say how he only got 20 carries. Or
all right,
how many he
18.
got? 18?
Well, I think 18, maybe 20 now.
18
I don't know.
carries.
But come on, man. We
Hey,
can't
I
get
was
David
looking,
Stone in the
I
game.
was
We
looking
can't.
at the, I was
I
looking at
definitely
the
know.
stat. OU don't have 1,000 yards passing or 1,000 yards rushing.
So I definitely know that the injuries probably take a
Mm.
big piece of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course.
Let's say
Uh-oh.
when your team is dominating, it's 44 to putting in the second string. Don't the game slow down? you know what I'm saying, bring players, and it's just not looking good. Even when Texas started putting in their second string secondary, but the line was still out there. We all of a sudden we can make some plays. The guys can get a little bit more open.
Man,
He was,
that's
you know what I'm saying?
your
He was hitting
tools
some
are
people on
tools for a
routes.
reason.
So what?
I said your tools, your backups are
Say it
backups
again.
for a reason.
True.
Right. So when these guys come in on the starting roles, you can't. I mean, it's hard to work with that. Honestly, I mean, it's to put it like, because you see it in the game. You always see it in the game. So
how can you
it's
judge
kind of
Jackson
hard.
Arnold
We're
so
gonna
hard?
keep people accountable. So right, and then it should have been, hey, leave him. That's why I said we shouldn't have benched him. But I don't know if you can go back. Yeah, I don't know about going back no more. But that's like what you say. You got to live what you made, with the choices you made. But I definitely think he should. We still got to pay attention to the injuries and who's out there and who's on the field. And the starters, like you said, the starters are backups for a reason. So we got a whole backup offensive line. Why would I expect them to, like, even if you have a whole starting line and one of the guys get hurt, the weakness now in the line is that next guy coming in. That's the weak part. That's the weak link of the line.
Everybody's offensive line got a weak link. Everybody's offensive line at least got one.
Yeah.
That's definitely true.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got three of them up there, oh shit.
Yeah. Get rough.
So if they coming in trying to deal with the same team that they had last year or the years before and say, hey, let's just keep it rolling, but you don't have the same talent. And that's what, I mean, if you don't have the same talent out there, it's not going to look the same. It's not going to be the same. If you don't have Kyler Murray out there, it ain't gonna be the same.
Hey, cause
now making adjustments, making a bunch of adjustments. Yeah, you still held accountable for that.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying, and that's why, again, that's why it wasn't all.
That's why I think they only throw the ball maybe. That's why every pass. Yeah. No.
Right. But it wasn't all on Arnold, and it's not all on Hawkins now. The only problem I'm starting to see with Hawkins is the far, like, being hesitant and seeming like being scared to throw the ball downfield and take chances because he don't want to get benched like Jackson Arnold got benched. So I think
they probably tell him that. They probably say, don't just say don't lose the game. Throw it to the short routes, screen passes. Don't, he got a quick release. He got a real quick release. He can get it from out of the pocket.
So I do want to know.
Yeah.
Hey, what I do want to know is, though, do we still give the same grace to Seth Littrell and the offensive coaching staff because of all these people being hurt? Just like we kind of somewhat got to give grace to Michael Hawkins and Jackson Arnold, do we give grace to Seth Littrell and offensive coaching staff as well? Or do you just think this scheme, this thing, and it's really just messed up, Nino? Break it down for me, how you see it in your eyes, because I know you had a couple things to say about the scheme and the kind of plays that they're running.
Yeah. They are at a disadvantage talent-wise with so many injuries. But OU still had, like, no matter what lineup they've had all season, I know they've been hurt all season, but they have never come up with an identity on offense. You know what I'm saying? The defense kind of has an identity. We're gonna tackle well most of the time. We're gonna hit hard. We're gonna blitz. D-line gonna get after their ass. We're gonna sack the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna fly around. We're gonna hit you. We're gonna play different coverages. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have an identity. Offensively, there's never been an identity established. Are we a zone team? Are we a gap scheme? Are we quick game? Are we intermediate? Are we just gonna say fuck it and be aggressive and throw balls downfield? Are we, you know what I'm saying? Like, are we gonna be 10 personnel? Are we gonna be 11 personnel? Like, they don't have nothing to hang their hat on nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I still put that on coaching, because at least at least your play calls seem like they trying to match up what your personnel does best. And what he's calling right now, I don't believe is what OU's players does best. You know what I'm saying? So that is coaching. So yeah, you give him some grace because he don't have all the players there. But I think what he's calling right now, even if he did have the right players there, he's just not doing a good job of putting people in situations to be successful. And that's part of being able to game plan to your personnel. And he ain't done that in 6, 7 games. So yeah, I do give him accountability as far as a coach. And that was one of the courses I had was, and let me know if y'all disagree, but what grade do y'all give as a head coach? What grade do you give Brent Venables up to this point? Because as a head coach, his offense got all of these injuries. You know what I'm saying? So Suge, we're sticking on the same exact lines. So if you're gonna grade Brent based on everything that's going on, you know, what would you give him? Trey, what would you give him? Suge?
I would. I'm a pass it right to you, Trey. I would give Brent Venables, as far as like a letter grade, I
Yeah.
give him. I would give him a C plus. As far as defense.
I was right on that one too.
As far as defense is concerned, but
No. Head coach, team,
as an
everything
overall,
team-wise, as a whole.
Here we go. So as an overall head coach, I gotta give him a D. I gotta give him a D, fam.
Okay, I had C minus.
I gotta give him a D because
I was at C plus. I was at C plus.
Okay.
I'm still at C plus because when he came to Oklahoma, that's the first thing that was in our head was, all right, the defense has got to get right. All we need is a little bit of the offense. We about to get this defense right. He did. He came in. He changed what he was supposed to change. Yeah, he has a bunch of injuries and all of that stuff. So I think I give him the C plus because you got the offense. You got to score points.
So I'm being hard on it. If I'm being hard on it, that's what you said.
Yeah.
No. Because there ain't much difference between C minus and D plus.
Yeah, because even if he has a defensive coordinator, he can look over that defensive coordinator and go, "Oh no, that's not gonna work," or "Hey, come up with something a little bit stronger." Offensive coordinator, this is what we got. Okay, that sounds better. That sounds decent to me. You know what I mean? Like,
the legends in the chat gave him an overall D. You know what I'm saying? He agree. We're on the same page.
Yeah,
right. With the injuries, but it's like coaching. Like I said, like there's especially if these offensive coordinators are getting paid like the best offensive coordinators, then they, you know what I'm saying, that's the difference too. Because do we expect for them to be the best offensive coordinators? Because you got guys that'll go to a college, a small time college or something like that, and still put up points no matter what talent they got on the field and who they playing. You know, it's like those coaches.
That's what I was saying earlier about Seth Luttrell. He's accountable for what he's calling and doing with his kids. Yeah, like I don't understand. I don't understand why you come out empty for Oklahoma.
Right.
You come out empty formation with Oklahoma, and you got one of the worst lines in the SEC right now, and you come out empty. You saying that I don't have a running back to help block, I don't have a tight end staying in to help block. Well, I got 5 linemen that's not very good gonna protect my quarterback and empty, and I'm hoping that the receivers get open. But my receivers are 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th string receivers playing.
And then we're gonna put in a freshman to expect him to make quick decisions.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't make sense. That's why it was a panic to begin with, because
that's where I would give him that's where I bump him down to a C plus, because you gotta be, as a head coach, you gotta be like, all right, we obviously something's not working with this offense. Y'all need to come up with something, and we need to keep working to come up with something or come up with something better and hold them accountable for it. You know, it's like, hey, yo. So I'm saying, like you said, the defense is doing good or decent. I'm pretty sure they can tweak some stuff. And that's what we expected to get better with the defense. And now the offensive coordinator has to hold his own. So that's where bringing in a really good offensive coordinator probably would have been the best, as we can see for right now. But,
that's why I asked, did the Venables have the say so on that, or did somebody dictate this who you need to go with? Hey, so why did you give him a D plus?
I gave him a D, not even a D plus. I gave him a
D.
D.
Yeah, ain't much difference between C minus and D. Yeah.
I give him a D because yes, the defense has stepped up. The defense is playing better, but the offense has regressed in such a manner to where I just can't believe it. This is the worst offense I've seen since 1998. You know, there's everybody talking about. Like, this is some of the we haven't had a 200-yard passer. We can't even we had like less than 250 yards yesterday or 250, somewhere around there. Like,
248.
what are we doing here? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The offense is so bad that I have to put some blame on a lot of blame on Brent Venables because you the one picked this dude. You the one who you as a defense coordinator, you can't tell him that his offense is simplified and this is easy to figure out. You can't let him know that, bro, this ain't working, or you are that concerned about the defense that you got blinders on and you just can't even see the damn offense practicing over here on the other side of the field. What about when you scrimmage? Are you paying attention? Or are you that focused on the linebackers that you can't get your head? Let me just hey, let me just say, man.
Yeah.
Let me chill. Let me chill out.
But I mean, something's not right. And it could be a bunch of different narratives out there. This may not even be the narrative, but there's something.
And I do want to say I do love Brent Venables. Don't get me wrong. It's just I get serious about it because you got to make better decisions, man. Coach decisions. I think you should see certain things. But go ahead, Nita. My bad.
Man, something's just not right. Something's not balanced out. Something ain't equal. Right. And I feel like, man, they're reaping the this is the karma you get for doing that to a kid publicly, nationally. Like when you don't give somebody dignity, man, it come back to bite you in the ass, man. Sure, what I say when we talked the other night, just regular conversation on the phone. Man, one of the things in this whole situation that stuck out to me in the very beginning is that they didn't even let him finish the half out, man.
Yeah, that's the main point.
I can't get over that part, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when you do janky shit like that, what's that, Trey?
That goes back to a question too. It's like when you talk about that pulling them from the half, is Venables in control, or is he getting top? Hey, I don't want to lose this game for Tennessee. Do something.
Hey,
or bring in a new kid. Do something. Yeah.
Panic button.
Yeah. Panic button.
And then after the Tennessee game, I say, man, they panicked by putting the kid. Man, if they would have came out with the Hawkins kid after halftime, I would have been like, oh, okay. But man, when they rushed Jackson Arnold off the field, hey man, listen, we know that you ain't lost no games yet this year. It's all good, man. Take your bitch ass over there and sit on that bench, man, with this minute 17 left. We don't owe you shit. Take your $1 million ass over there to the bench with a minute. We ain't giving you no dignity. We ain't giving you none of that. You know what I'm saying?
How hard do you think he fought to stay on the field?
Who, Jackson?
Yeah. Or is he like, man, I'm getting hit from every which way. Yeah, I can't.
True that, but
I can't make no good reads because I'm getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I got to get rid of the ball right now. And when you get that quarterback.
But believe that hurt that kid.
Oh, yeah.
Hurt that, hey, don't think they people put their helmet on just to put it on. That helmet kind of hide your facial expressions, and you can put your mouthpiece in. You can't see. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he
I don't remember
that helmet on for a reason, man.
I don't remember seeing a towel. I don't remember seeing a towel over his head. I remember seeing
he got the helmet on.
Like, I don't remember seeing
it looked like he's staying engaged, but it's covering up how he really feeling it with his facial expression.
Boy gonna cry in the car.
He gonna cry in
the car. Hey,
he went and got his dog. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, my boy, hold on. Let me shout out my boy sooner or later. He said it's John Blake 2.0, and he said talking about the game yesterday on his Blake comment, and he said there's something internal not being discussed publicly is my theory.
They're gonna keep it hidden. And they're gonna give you everything.
And I agree with that. And they're gonna do everything in their power to try not to let us know.
They playing. It's politics. It's politics. Yeah, we're gonna keep this all here. We're gonna try to mute the kids as much as possible. Hey, don't be surprised if media day start getting cut back for OU.
Yeah. And
Hey,
when
hey, these NIL kids gonna tell you the truth. You heard what the other kid said. He said nothing.
yeah, and then when Jackson Arnold, if Jackson Arnold's gone next year or whatever the case may be, all of a sudden we're gonna hear, well, Jackson went this, he wasn't that, well, he wasn't this, because like that's how it go.
Hey, but they didn't give him enough time to know if he is or if he isn't, and that was my whole gripe. Like, I don't know if he's good or not, but shit,
right.
Hey, watch it. No, you know what's gonna happen. Y'all know what's gonna happen. He gonna
the
go somewhere else.
circumstances is messed
No,
up.
Spencer Rattler got it. Hey, Spencer Rattler had a good day today.
He gonna go somewhere else and be a stud. Y'all know what's gonna happen, or at least he gonna be good somewhere else.
Hey, Dylan Gabriel just got through beating freaking Ohio State.
Hey, I text Suge that yesterday. I said, "Damn, DG beat number 2 today. Damn."
And I said, of course he did. Of course, of course.
For real, for real. Hey, so
Heisman, you ain't the same no more. Something changed.
Can OU beat South Carolina with the quarterback play that they getting right now? 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, one lost fumble. You know what I'm saying? Can get 161, 132 yards, 148 yards, something like. Can they beat South Carolina with those numbers?
All right, now obviously you got to put up better numbers if they want to beat South Carolina. But do I think he's capable, or they are capable of putting up enough to beat South Carolina? Yes, I do. But do I expect that to happen? Man, probably not. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
They better win this game, because if they don't win this game, the only other winnable game left is Maine. I mean, not the only guaranteed win is Maine. Every other game from here on out, I'm talking about
Man, they
Ole
got
Miss,
a gauntlet,
Alabama,
man. They got a gauntlet.
Well, Ole Miss, Missouri, Alabama, LSU. I mean, it's coming. It's going to get rough, Playboy.
Yeah. So with the offense, so the defense, we see it. Defense, I see it. I feel like y'all see it too.
I think the defense is good enough to win any game.
Yeah, and
so
the defense,
we see it.
And the offense, even with the second string, even with the injuries and all this, with all the injuries and stuff, with the players that's out there, do you see the want? Do you see the fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, is the running backs fighting for extra yards? Is the freaking offensive line doing everything they can?
Defensively, up to a certain point. Yeah, defensively you can see it on
defensive, yes. Defense,
not
on offense. Do I see receivers diving for balls? I don't see nobody, no truck sticks, no nothing. No.
Hey, my boy back at it in the chat. He said, I will say OU will win when the clock hits 0 in the fourth quarter and OU is ahead.
Shit! I thought he was saying OU will win. Dang.
No.
Okay.
He said, I'm not saying they go. Yeah, they got to be. They got to be winning when the game expired before I say they could win.
Hey, I got a question for y'all OU fans, man. And I promise I'm not trying to turn nobody against nobody. I promise you, I'm not trying to be messy. But
what
I
up,
just got
Boom Squad? What up, Boom Squad? I see
what up? I got a question, man, for all those OU fans that said put Michael Hawkins in, he's better, he can do this and that. The offense. At what point do they ask for Jackson Arnold back? Is it a South Carolina? Is it a South Carolina loss? Is it getting your ass whooped by Bama? Is it he got to play bad against Maine? Like, when do the Hawkins fans go and say, "Damn, man, we might need to try Jackson Arnold"?
He's gonna have to throw. He's gonna have to throw 3 picks in the first half type thing. Right.
So as long as he's 0 picks and 0 touchdowns, he's fine.
Yep, I think so. I mean, as sad as it is to say, I think he's gonna be safe because.
Hey, man, y'all answered the question, man. Y'all were bold enough to answer that question. Hey, man,
I don't disagree.
I agree with
I don't fully disagree with Sean's thing, saying like the other quarterback has more experience.
Oh, Casey.
Yeah, like if he got more experience and whatever the case is, I'm not sure. Hey, who's the other quarterback that Sean be talking about?
Hey, I'll tell you this, and this ain't nobody else's opinion. But if they go to the third string quarterback, OU, they don't believe in shit no more. Kids is done. Kids is finna be in the portal. Kids is finna like the diehard kids is gonna stay at OU. They, you know what I'm saying? But like, man, if they go to the third string
Yeah.
quarterback, that's giving up. That's surrendering.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
I don't
You
want
it's a
him
said
to
wrap.
Casey
surrender.
Thompson?
No,
I don't want
it's
them
a no, it's a wrap if
School
they go to
Casey
Casey.
Thompson been at?
to.
Yeah, it's a wrap, fam. That
Yeah.
boy been like 5
Okay.
schools, man.
Yeah,
It's a wrap.
but yeah, Utah playing receiver. Then he went to like where? Wasn't he at Texas and then somewhere? Just my opinion. I could be wrong, but if they go to Casey Thompson, man, I think they putting up the white flag, B.
But here's the sad part is
I think they did that when they took out Jackson.
Now the sad part is he might be better than the rest. He been playing for 8 years. He might be better than them right now.
He might be able to pick up. He might be more developed than he's,
He supposed to be in his third year in the league.
Hey,
Yeah.
that boy Sue the Legend said, "Run the wishbone. It can't be no worse than the junk we seeing right now."
Hey, the wishbone. Hey, the wishbone is on the screen right now.
Hey, Nino, what we talking about that last night?
Wishbone.
Hey man,
The wishbone is on the screen.
We
He said
was
it's on the
10, 11
screen
years
right
old,
now.
had no issues running triple option.
Where
Man,
Myron
then he
at? We need a quarterback in here.
Hey, but he said he said I'm riding with Hawk until it can't be rolled anymore. Pause.
Who said that?
my boy Sue the Legends, man.
Yeah,
My boy
pause,
Mike in the
pause,
chat,
pause,
the legend himself and the chizzy.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so ask him. He say he riding to the wheels fall off. Pause. Is that because OU has to, or that's the best decision? Please answer that.
Oh
That's-
yeah, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna say
They have to.
they have to at this point. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he gonna say actually, because it
It's
could
not
be
even
he
that
could think it's the best decision, but I just think they got to do it right now because they made the decision. You cannot flip flop anymore. Like
Hey,
you just got to keep
So
going.
what if they do?
Does a South Carolina win sweep all the shit under the rug and you don't see it no more to the next loss, or they are who we thought they were? If they beat South Carolina, yeah, whatever. That ain't good enough. When we get to the real games, we get exploited all the time. Well, what's
He
the
said
take?
he said best decision at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because listen, I can't. The thing about it is, I can't be mad at people for feeling like Jackson Arnold just ain't it because we've seen it against light competition. Granted, everybody's oh God, I hate to rehash this again. Now, granted, everybody was hurt, but the fact of the matter is, he looked bad for the first couple of games. But what I'm saying is, Michael Hawkins probably would have looked just as bad in that same situation, but we'll never know. You know what I mean? So you always
you had a if what the sources say is true, you had a coordinator calling somebody else's game plan.
hey, if it's true, that is the case. But like I said, man, we see what we see in the moment. And the fact of the matter is, Michael Hawkins hasn't looked as bad with the turnovers so far. So we don't want to look at that shit we was looking at with Jackson Arnold right now. Basically, that's what the majority of the people think.
Okay.
They're just like, let's just keep riding with Hawkins because
That's why you say. That's
What
why
do we
you
see
say
in
he
the
got to
Auburn
throw
game?
2 or 3 interceptions. That's why you say he got to throw 2 or 3 interceptions.
Yeah, he gonna have to
What do
throw
we see?
plenty picks for him to get pulled.
I got you.
So in the Auburn game, what do we see from him?
A
do we see?
60-yard pass
I saw
that he had to make, and a
I saw a good 2
47-yard
plays.
run.
Yeah, I saw 2 good plays, and then I saw him play with some determination. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull something out the air.
I
saw him.
he didn't have that thing.
Like
He had that determination early versus Texas, but after a while, it's just like he knew, man, these motherfuckers
Oh,
can't
you
count
saw
no
it
plays.
get
we
stripped in
just
his
don't
eyes.
have it. Yeah, we just don't have what it takes to beat Texas today, and this motherfucker calling bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, at least I didn't turn it over.
I like composure. I like Hawkins' composure, man. Like he don't get frustrated. He didn't get frustrated. It's almost like he. Yeah, I like
you
that
could see
part
it
of it.
yesterday.
Yeah, I saw some
See
letdown yesterday.
Okay, I didn't see every time I see his face.
When they didn't get that 4th down and he came on the sideline, yeah, it wasn't no cool smiling. I got the good hair hanging out my helmet, none of that shit.
Was he yelling at anybody? You know what I'm saying? Was he
most-
like, hey, was any of the receivers like, yo, I need you to get past me the ball. Was
Nah,
anybody mad?
neither. Nah, but I think both of them is composed for the most part. And when it comes to that, they don't. He not gonna get like that. I wouldn't think until he get a little older, become a
He
senior. He might
wouldn't
start.
be starting
Because-
right now if they thought he would do that.
Right.
But
right.
certain stuff, when you do certain stuff like that, it'll show me that you care. You know what I'm saying? Kind of going like I was looking at DK Metcalf, and I know they were mad. He was mad because they were losing the game. But you know what I'm saying? He was showing like how hard he was willing to fight to win the game. Like, is anybody getting mad? Is anybody really to fight?
Hey,
or are we just gonna be?
I hate to disagree with.
Extreme.
I hate to disagree with you on that point because I know what you're saying. But DK
Yeah.
Metcalf, I would not want him on my team. That boy there
Oh,
cries.
no.
He cries
No,
every
I'm
game.
saying, I'm not saying like that's the example or that's how every player should act. But sometimes when I see that, I know how passionate they are about the game and how hard they want to win. Now, I'm not saying that's an example.
I
That's
hear
not
you
the
on that part.
the model player I would love, but it was just, hey, somebody do something. Somebody get mad. Yeah, you frustrated. Hey, offensive line, yell at them, like, do something. Like somebody get some fucking fight. Some fighting.
Yeah.
Like,
Stop all that patting on the ass, and it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it next time,
Let's
fellas.
fight.
Don't worry.
Let's hit them.
Yeah.
Hey,
Get on somebody's
okay,
ass.
our offense is the second string. We can't get it.
This boy.
And I know we talk about, and people
This
was like
boy
joking
Mike.
about the wishbone. I mean the wishbone, but I was saying that yesterday, kind of like, man, shoot, line up double tight and let's go. Like that's freaking hey, let's just try. We'll see what we got.
Attitude.
Five
Hey,
different teams.
I
Spreading out
was
the
gonna say that
offensive
earlier.
line and then spreading everybody out ain't working. Do something else.
This boy
if
Mike in the chat said Oklahoma's identity on the offense is a cross between the Three Stooges and Laurel and Hardy. Oh my god. That boy going hard on him.
Clown.
Hey, got them boys the Three Stooges out there, man.
Silly shit.
Man, dude,
Man.
what's it? The right tackle? The right tackle, man, 7'6". I know his name. I don't want to say it. Man, I was like, dude, he was watching dudes just run past him. He's holding his hands up like this, like he's holding his hands up like he want to block, but he just kind of was just like, nah, I'm good. And I'm just like, where's your? Hey, we got more people chasing people on the offensive line than actually blocking somebody. They chasing them. They chasing people, and it's like, no, you got to get there first. Dive, do something.
Dive, do something.
What Mac Miller used to say, somebody do something.
Yeah.
But they want the quarterbacks to, you know what I'm saying, have outstanding games with that and receivers being out. I don't understand the expectations, man. It's rough out there in OU land.
No, I know Mark said Marcus said yesterday that he's seen some plays where the receivers are open, he just couldn't find them. But every time I was watching it or they play the replay from the QB's point of view, no receivers were open. Like they were either double teamed, they were manning up the guys, and I was just like, and they were not open, and it was just kind of like I'm not even trying to get open. I'm not even trying to change the route once the quarterback had to scramble and get out of the pocket. It was just kind of like, oh, we're not open. I'm gonna continue this cross route. And it was just like,
Hey, let me ask you this.
All right.
At what point in the season does Jackson Arnold go ahead and say, I'm hitting the portal? Is that a distraction for OU? If he comes out and just be like, hey, man, I'm done doing this shit. I'm not finna carry the clipboard no more this year. They got Casey Thompson as a third string quarterback. I'm out of here, man.
Let me answer that. I think, quite honestly, I think he's not. I don't think he'll do that because I think he wants to maintain his. He's staying. He's staying trying to clap his hands and show that he's a good teammate on the sideline and all of that stuff. Got his helmet on, like he's ready to go. I'm ready to go, coach. Whenever, you know what I'm saying? He's standing right there, getting in the huddle on every timeout. I think he wants to. I think that's what you should do as a quarterback, because you don't want to show the next team that potentially might want you that you're a bad teammate because you play bad and got benched. Now you go over here pouting, you quit playing and all that. I don't want you. You know what I'm saying? If I was a coach, I wouldn't want that player. You know what I'm saying? He over acting like a baby.
He might get that shot. And he might get that shot.
You don't think no other coach think he was scapegoated?
Yes, I do believe that too. And I'm sure if he did pout and he acted crazy, there will be a coach that still would pick him up. Yes, I
Yeah,
agree with
yeah.
that too.
I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I
Yeah.
got
But
you.
I think what I just said. Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, him doing that might give him another shot. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how frustrated these coaches would be or anybody would be to where if, like you said, if it did get bad with Hawkins, like
Right.
3 interceptions, hey, go back in there. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of went through that myself. I was injured, and I did the same thing. I was like, hey, I'm gonna put my helmet on. Hey, coach, I'm in. I'm ready. Hey, coach, I'm ready. Hey, coach, I'm ready. And he put me in there injured because how frustrated he was with the game was going, how it was going. So he might get that shot for doing that, but I don't know if they would make that mistake at that level.
Hey, would Jackson Arnold be would it be a jackass if he was petty and told him if they had to go back to him, he was like, nah, you sleep in the bed you made.
All right.
Would it be an asshole? Would he be an asshole for that? Or should he go ahead and come in and save the day? Or at least try to?
Nah, he got to do what he got to do, man. He got to come in
Okay.
there and make
Okay.
it happen. Hey, I do want to bring up a thing. I see my boy, my guy, the legend, once again in the chat. He said, on a sad note, a legendary secondary coach during the Switzer era and my
Yep.
all-time favorite assistant, Bobby Proctor, passed away last week.
Yeah.
I do want to say rest in peace and condolences to his family. As any OU fan or anybody who, hell, just a college football fan of anything, we always want to give our respect to any coach who served his time to help out other kids. You know what I'm saying? Spend I'm talking about the majority of his days, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Somebody
More
else's
than eight,
kid.
eight to 10 to 12 hours a day working on game planning, helping out kids, taking phone calls when kids get in trouble. We always want to give them people respect. And I just want to say that he was a defensive backs coach at OU from 1973 to 1991. And he was a member of Switch's coaching staff for the entirety. And he did win 3 national titles and 13 conference championships with the Sooners while he was there. So much respect to Bobby Proctor and his family, man. Rest in peace. If I could play music, I would play Outstanding by the Gap Band right now. Just to let you know, just to bring the mood back up. And he was
Yeah.
outstanding. Rest in peace, Bobby Proctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to throw that in. Not to bring the show down too much, but
No,
he
no, no,
mentioned
no,
it,
no,
and,
no,
and I
no.
should have
No.
mentioned.
That's good. That's good
Yeah,
for us.
yeah.
We're talking about Oklahoma, and you gotta pay homage to the people that's before. Yeah, you gotta do that. You have to.
Yeah.
I'm glad he commented that. Appreciate it.
Right.
Yep, no
Appreciate that
doubt, no
bringing that up,
doubt.
Mike.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Mike. Um,
Hey,
but
what's
yeah,
OU before we get off here? What's OU's record for the year, man? We've been on the phone and you've been saying
nah,
they're
let's
gonna
wrap
go
it.
such and such, such and such. What do you think they record gonna be, man?
All right, to wrap it up, let's go ahead and wrap it up because yeah, I need to get up out of here myself. But for the record, I'll start.
All right.
I'll start. I think if you want me to be honest, I got to be honest. 7-5. Oh, hold on. Woo, that's even pushing it.
They got LSU, Oklahoma,
Hold
Missouri, Alabama,
on.
Ole Miss.
6-6. No, I'm still my 75.
That's
75, damn
fine.
it. 75.
That's
We're gonna find a
fine.
way. We're gonna find a way to win 7. Sooner Legends in the chat, he said 8-4. Man, that's very optimistic. And I hope they do go 8-4. That'd be
Hey, they
great.
got 2 losses right now, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they
So
4-2.
Alabama and LSU. Yeah.
They
They
4
can
and
they
2.
can they can if they don't beat any of those teams I just named, that's 5 more losses. That's 7 losses.
Yeah, they won't even go to a bowl game if that's the case. That's what I'm saying. It's imperative for them to win this game against South Carolina because they only got one more guaranteed victory against Maine. We hope it's guaranteed. And
Yeah, Mizzou and South Carolina
so that'll be
and
6 right there. If they beat South Carolina and Maine, and they need to just sneak out one more for me to be right, 2 more for Mike to be right. And what y'all thinking?
Trey, what you got?
I'm gonna give my hopeful answer. I ain't gonna give my honest answer.
Mike said that's me on the opium tank. Go
So
ahead.
my hopeful answer is 8. 8 wins.
Okay, you aiming for Mike. All right, what you think,
Yeah.
Nito? Nito, what
My
you got,
hopeful
5
answer
7?
is 8.
Nito gonna say
Nah,
5 and 7.
nah, because it's 2 games for sure, or 3 games for sure that I know they got the for sure win versus Maine, but it's 2 games that I really don't know. I really think it's a toss up. Pause. I think South Carolina. If South Carolina plays like they played against Bama, and Oklahoma plays like they play against Texas, South Carolina gonna win. But I think South Carolina's a game. What they play? They got to go to South Carolina.
Yeah, making all this sense. We're making sense.
I believe so. Let me check.
Ooh.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I think South Carolina and Mizzou are toss-up games. So I don't know. But
No. It's at home. It's at home. It's at home.
okay, that helps. I would say 6 and 6.
6 and 6.
Yeah, just to be on the safe side.
Okay, so we got 6 and 6, and 75, and an 8 and 4, and we got 8 and 4 for always my favorite commentator, Biking and Cheesy. So that'll do it, man, for this show. Man, I appreciate y'all coming through. Man, good discussion, man. I think we pretty much can bury the Michael Hawkins Jackson Arnold conversation after tonight. I think we
He got to
know.
start, man. He got to
He got
stay.
to start, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think we could pretty much put that to rest, and let's just move forward and see what happens, man. That's all we can really do at this point.
6 and 6, B. 6 and
For real,
6.
for sure. But hey, I appreciate everybody hopping in, joining the live show. Nino, Trey, I appreciate y'all for joining in on the broadcast as well. I appreciate everybody who commented in the chat for sure, especially my boy Mike, Soon Cowboy, for sure. Even had my boy Boom Squad hop up in here. So, man, I appreciate y'all, and we be back.